So I was just eating my breakfast, getting ready to do some editing on my October video for the main channel when a huge piece of Kill Team news just dropped. And I felt like I had to cover it given what I've been talking about on the main channel. I wanted to give you my take on this because there's a ton of firsts happening here. And I think it's a huge deal for the future of Kill Team. So basically, we have had the new Kill Team starter set just announced, and it is not what we expected. Now, you might be thinking we already have the starter set. We just got Hivestorm. You have it on screen right now. You're unboxing it on screen right now. And yes, that is one starter box. That's what we call the launch box. But that's not going to be in stores for very long. That's the FOMO box, right? Usually we get a starter set after that that's a lot lower in price, that's a lot more accessible for beginners, and that's designed to stay on shelves for the next 3 years. And that's exactly what has been revealed today, but it looks very different than we were expecting it to look. With the previous edition starter sets, we got the same models as in the launch box, but just with less terrain, less premium extras. But with this one, we are not getting Vespids versus Tempestus Aquilons and just a few pieces of extras, but instead we are getting Space Marines versus Death Guard and some completely different terrain than was in the Hivestorm box. And this terrain is made of MDF, that's wood. And this was genuinely shocking to me, but also incredibly, incredibly clever on a lot of levels. And that's why I wanted to make this video, this sort of hot take while I was still thinking about it and excited about it. Like I said, there are a lot of firsts going on here, so I just want to break this down piece by piece and talk about what this box is and what it represents for the future. So first of all, Space Marines versus Death Guard. This was the last thing I would have expected for this box, but I do think it is very, very smart. The Vespids and the Tempestus guys, of course, are very cool. The models are very nice. I've been assembling them recently. But if you want to bring new people into the game, you do a starter set, of course, with Space Marines versus bad guy Space Marines. I think this was a really smart move on a lot of levels. And the first thing to note about these is these aren't just any Space Marines. These are the Space Marine Heroes models from the blind boxes that we got a little while back. And these were traditionally really hard to get in a lot of places in the world. So they are sort of highly sought after. I kind of wanted to get these at one point before I found out they were super hard to get. They are sort of like the Underworlds models where they have a lot of character, they have sculpted bases, and they are push fit models. But up until now, these were sold in blind boxes. They were not easy to get. So it's super cool that they're now all available here in one discount box that will presumably be sold at a bit of a discount because this is the big new starter box. So this is cool in itself. I think a lot of people are going to buy this box just because they want these figures for painting or collecting, or maybe for their Space Marines and Death Guard armies. But I still think it's really cool. I'm excited. I'm definitely going to be buying this box just to get these models. And I think that sales strategy is working. So the second level that I think this is really cool on is that these are both what we call in the kill team business elite kill teams. There are typically two types of teams in kill team, elite teams and non-elite teams. And what that means is the elite teams, you have 6 really tough guys, or the non-elite teams, you have 10 to 12 not so elite guys. And generally speaking, the elite teams are a lot easier to learn than the non-elite teams. So I think this was another really smart decision for the starter set to give you just a few guys that you have to worry about rather than like 10 or 12 little guys that you have to worry about each of their own specific rules. So in summary, very, very smart decision to put Space Marines in this box instead of what people were expecting, the Vespids and the Aquilons. People love Space Marines, so I think this will hopefully bring a lot of people into the game who wouldn't be into it otherwise, and hopefully it's not just collectors snapping up all of these boxes because of previously rare models. Now let's talk about the other big elephant in the room, the MDF Terrain. So this box comes with MDF Terrain. But not just any MDF terrain. This MDF terrain does have color printing on it. Usually MDF terrain, it's just like engraved wood. I'm sure you've seen stuff like that. But this one has what looks like either color printing or maybe like almost like a sticker on the front of it. I don't know what's going on here, as I haven't really seen anything like this before. But also the notable thing here regardless is that Warhammer has never done MDF terrain. This is a first for the company, at least to my knowledge. They've done like cardboard terrain a long time ago, but MDF Warhammer terrain, this is brand new, and I think this could be a really great sign for the future. Now, of course, don't get me wrong, I am sad we're not getting plastic terrain in this box, but hopefully because we aren't getting plastic terrain, this will hopefully bring down the cost of this box, as I assume MDF production is much cheaper than plastic terrain production. In my recent Warcrow video, I talked about how much I loved that the starter set came with a full set of cardstock terrain, which you know might not be the set of terrain you use forever, but you can put it together without any glue in just a few minutes, which of course gets you playing that much faster than you would otherwise. So I think that's really cool. I think the same applies here to Kill Team. It's great that you just get a set of terrain that you don't have to assemble. You can just open the box, put the push fit models together, and basically start playing. So I think that's very cool, and I think this is a great sign for future Warhammer starter sets for all of their games. There's a lot of starter sets out there that come with models, some that even come with paints, but none of them come with terrain. Well, some of them do. The most expensive ones usually do. But given that terrain is something you need to play any of these games, we can only hope that a lot of the starter sets for their other games that would usually just come with no terrain might now come with some of this MDF terrain. So that's awesome, and I think that's a really exciting prospect for future starter sets. Finally, let's talk about the third thing of note here, the introductory rulebook. So it seems like this is going to be a different rulebook than the standard one. It's going to be doing something once again similar to Warcrow and other modern games, where the introductory rulebook guides you through your first few missions and slowly teaches you the game over a mini campaign. And I just think that is very cool. That is really nice to see. It's definitely something Kill Team was missing. So I'm really excited to check this box out, and hopefully the price will be good, and this will be the box that I can recommend to new players who want to start painting Space Marines or want to start playing Kill Team. Anyway, I just wanted to get this video out super quickly as I'm really excited about this box. I think this could be a really good sign for the future of Kill Team and maybe other Warhammer products. But I didn't really feel like this news was worthy of its own full video on the main channel, so I decided to put this over here on my seldom used secondary channel. So let me know down in the comments what you think of this new Kill Team box. I think this is a very interesting development, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.